Hi my friends, with Estetica Sam Villa here with Redken Global Artistic Ambassador. I really want to share a cool look with you. It's all about festival hair. You're going to be seeing lots of ponytails and lots of ideas in terms of certain braids. But let's go back, because the past is where we learn and the future is where we apply it. So let's take a look at some pigtails. That's right, pigtails, but let's modernize it. So what I've done is gone through and used a texture iron. Texture iron, and Sam Villa texture irons gives me 3 times the volume. I worked with Iron Shape 11 from Redken, a thermal heat protector. Now I'm going to work no blow dry. And you're going to see I'm going to work this no blow dry Bossy Cream. It's great when you don't blow dry your hair, but I've also found it's great when I'm working a braid or working a long look. I'm going to place it just on top of my hand. I'm going to emulsify on the top, and you'll see I'll continually go back to that. We're going to work with our elastics. Now, everything I tend to be doing right now is with elastics, my friends. So I'm going to come through right in the side area, and I'm going to take a section just behind her ear. And the reason I'm doing that so far back is because she has a little bit of layers in the front, so this will give me the length that I need. Now watch what we're going to do. We're simply just going to take this and extend it to the opposite side. I'm going to come through in the temple area, take the same section on the opposite side. Once I'm here, now I'm just going to work with a little bit of Bossy Cream and just come through and swipe those 2 sections. We're now going to place a ponytail just directly behind the ear with an elastic. Now here's a cool trick with an elastic. Instead of re-looping and re-looping it, just twist, 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 twist. Now you can see how tight it is at the base. Now come in with your thumb and slide it through. What's great about that trick is you find that you're only looping it through once and not a number of times and messing things up as you go. Now if you followed Redken and Sam in the past, I've taught you how to cover these elastics with this folding idea. This season I want pigtails, so I want the elastics exposed. So I'm going to work with black elastics so we create a contrast. Finger's going to come right underneath. You're going to take the slice underneath that, and we're simply going to take this and walk to the opposite side. Now as I walk to the opposite side, I want you to apply attention to this, back to my no blow dry Bossy Cream, and just swiping the section. Now when I come to this side, I take a section and I'm going to add it and make another ponytail right just behind the ear. Once again, taking an elastic, watch the elastic again. As I come through with the elastic, index finger just twist, twist, twist. Now thumb goes in, open, and apply your elastic. Now you can see we've got the start of 2 pigtails. Remember, index finger comes right behind. So things are going to start to get a little more simple. We're starting to discover things that we can do things with elastics. There's some cool braids that we're doing in terms of working with elastics and not necessarily working with a braiding movement that you normally might work with. We discover things, and that's the idea, my friends. Continue to educate yourself to discover things. So I come through, taking the section, coming the opposite side, and once again, the elastic. Now you're going to drop the elastic down. I'm dropping it down about a ½ inch to an inch in this particular case. As I drop it down, I want the elastic exposed, as I was saying. That's why we're working with black for contrast. Now when you're doing these things, once you start thinking about adding value behind the chair. And adding value basically is knowledge. That's all value is. It's knowledge. It's about sharing things with your clients. So what do you mean, Sam? Well, what I would suggest that we do is grab yourself a long hair mannequin from Pivot Point. When you have that long hair mannequin and the color is processing, take the mannequin out on the floor, take it by your client while her color is processing, and teach her how to do this. And by the way, her hair might be that short, but what you're doing is you're going to make her the hero of the family. Maybe she can do this on her grandchildren, her cousins, her nieces, I don't know. But the idea is you're creating a sense of excitement in the salon by doing something a little bit different. Now, as I come through, watch what we're going to do. We're going to come through the opposite side, and we continue to drop our elastic down. Now watch, index finger, twist, 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 so you're not continuing to loop. Now loop through. Keep your distance from your elastics about the same. Index finger comes underneath. You can see how simple this is. Now all I simply do is just take the section, walk to the opposite side, and fold across. Product is not an option, it is a necessity. And with Redken, we're always thinking about you. Think about it, clients are not blow drying their hair as often, maybe a couple times a week. That's why no blow dry cream comes in handy. There's Airy for fine hair, there's just right for medium hair, and Bossy for coarse hair, which happens to be using what I'm using. That's the product I'm using. Now watch, I'm going to come underneath, take a section, and we fold across. So it's about doing things in a different way and finding different ways to do things. Keep a sense of enthusiasm. Be a voice behind the chair. A voice. Think about the way that's spelled. V-O-I-C-E. V is for value. Add value behind the chair. We said that's knowledge. O, stay open to everything. Never get the attitude that you know everything and you know how to do everything. I don't know about you, but if I can find another way to do a one-link bob, I'm going to try and find another way to do a one-link bob. I is for inspiration. Continue to inspire yourself behind the chair. Learn different ways to do things. Continue to educate and discover things. Follow redkenpro.com and go to Sam's Corner on redkenpro.com and you'll find Sam's Corner where I'm teaching you hair hacks. Hair hacks. What's a hair hack? It's basically another way to do things. For example, if a client says to me, my pins aren't holding, then I'm going to suggest she take Powder Grip 03, apply that into a bowl, throw her pins into the bowl, mix it up, that's right, like a cooking show, mix it up, and now she takes the pin out and it's got some tack to it. So now the pins won't slip. You see, it's those little ideas and those little tips and those little added value tips that we need to add in today's world. Being a hairdresser now is different. It's not like it was before, my friends, just doing what you've been asked to do. Add more value in appointment time. So we talked about the V, value, and voice, the word voice. Think about how you spell it. The value, being open and inspired. The C is curious. Maintain your curiosity in this industry. Never stop learning. As a teacher, I must never stop learning. As a hairdresser, we must never stop learning. The E is for enthusiasm. Stand behind that chair in the salon with a sense of enthusiasm. Do things with a sense of enthusiasm. Can you feel my enthusiasm? You see, that's voice. I'm saying to you, you have a voice behind the chair, use it. Add value, stay open, inspire yourself, maintain curiosity, and do things with a sense of enthusiasm. So I continue to fold right across. You're seeing just this real simple visual value this has. So when she walks to you, you'll see typical pigtails. But when she turns and walks away, you look at the back and you say, oh wow, check out the back of that. How did you do that? See, that's what I'm talking about, visual value. Here's another hot tip. You ever have these soccer moms, they're going through and they use these elastics on their kids, but they get indented, the cuticle indents. So take No Bossy cream and no blow dry, take Bossy cream and coat the elastics with the cream so that you buffer the cuticle. Sam, am I still gonna get an indentation? Of course you are. But what happens is that indentation will wash itself right out. You know the kids I'm talking about, where the mom puts her hair in a ponytail every single day. And what happens is you can see the crease of the elastic. So buffer the elastics. You see, do me a favor, my friends. Stop selling behind the chair and start telling. That's what we're talking about at Redken. We want you to start telling things. Don't worry about whether they buy it or not. Start worrying about what you're telling them, what you're teaching them, and then watch what's going to happen in terms with your retail and what you're doing. Last section. Look how cool that's looking in terms of what I'm creating. So I come through, opposite side. Now if I want, I can push these up a little bit. Let's push that up a little bit. Push that up just a little bit. Bring this one over. And now my last section. And once again, doing things in a different way, creating things in a different way. Create a sense of enthusiasm, but be that voice behind the chair. Now, take a look at what we've been able to create. Now I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna take hairspray. And I'm gonna take hairspray and I'm gonna go through with the hairspray. And now I'm gonna use that on my hands. So I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna use my Pillow Proof Extender, which is a dry shampoo. But watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna spray this on my hands. Okay, but then I'm going to go against the grain of what I created just to create a little bit more sense of it being a little bit more undone or a little bit more worn in, if you will. Once again, Pillow Proof Extender. I love using this on my ponytails. It creates a sense of frothiness. That's right, frothiness. Change the language. Can you imagine if I said to a client, let's vandalize your crown? She's probably going to say, Sam, what are you talking about? Let's go in and disrupt your crown. Sam, I don't understand what you're saying. Let's go in and texturize it. Oh, you want to texturize it. You see, by changing the language, you get the client's attention. And that's what I want you to start doing, is change the language. Think, say, and do differently. And watch what's going to happen. The interest you're going to create with that client, the sense of enthusiasm you're going to create with that client. And I just go against the grain. If a client says to me, Sam, I don't like hairspray, well then don't try to talk them into it. Spray your hand and then wipe the hairspray through with your hands so it's not such a hairspray feel to it. Now watch. When I turn her forward, watch how she's going to have typical pigtails. Okay? But when she walks away, now she's got that sense of visual value. Once again, Sam Villa, Redken Global Artistic Ambassador for Redken. And make sure you subscribe to Aesthetica. If you're not subscribing to Aesthetica, you need to. I subscribe to Aesthetica and I use it as a sense of inspiration for me. Remember that word voice? I get a lot of my inspiration from magazines, not only from Pinterest, but keep an eye on the magazines, and for me, Aesthetica is one of the best. Thanks for watching, and make sure you check out redkenpro.com and also visit samvia.com. Thanks for watching.